What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about Nioh 2 leading up to its release. Kind of just my general thoughts. This isn't necessarily a preview. I've done so many previews over the past couple years on games, movies, things like that. So I want to take a different approach going into 2020 with anything that I quote-unquote preview. I want to more or less just talk about my impressions. I want to make sure the title reflects that as well. So let's just talk about it. I mean, Nioh 2 is a game that releases very, very soon, March 13th on the PS4. And this is, I guess before Dreams came out, I would have personally considered this to have been the first big PlayStation exclusive of the year. And as it turns out, Dreams is incredible. Dreams is amazing. Dreams is more than I ever could have wanted it to be. And that was a shocker, right? And now we get 2 months back to back. Now we get to jump in. And I've been saying it a lot recently on the channel that March is definitely, this is the month now that we finally get back into games. We had a pretty rough go. I guess Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind in January. Then we had Dreams in February. But that was pretty much it. I mean, if there was more games, they were pretty small, more like you geared towards a specific kind of person. When it comes to March, we have so many. We have Ori, we have Nioh, we have games like Doom Eternal, we have games like Animal Crossing. So many more games in March. And Nioh 2 is definitely one that I'll be honest. I mean, it's kind of surprising. Now, this goes back to a long time ago when this game was first announced. Kind of surprising that we got a sequel this quick because I believe Nioh, the first game, was like August of 2017. So it hasn't even, it's been like 2 years and 3/4 of a year. So like it's been not that long. Normally, I think with a game like this, we probably would have looked to seen it a lot later. So I think it was a surprise to a lot of people when this game was announced, even to come out this quickly. But you know what? It's a welcomed addition. I think a lot of people really embraced Nioh when it first came out. I don't think it was the biggest game leading into its release, but I think when people got their hands on it, people really enjoyed it. Mixing in, this is like Sony's exclusive of the Souls franchise, right? But again, having their own kind of spin on it. But I think just the bare bones fact that it is, in a way, in terms of like its difficulty, right? In terms of you got to be strategic, you got to learn the enemy, you got to, you have to use everything that you have at your disposal. You have to be smart, stuff like that, all those kind of things. And just, again, it being flat out a difficult game. Like, it is a hard game. I don't know where it necessarily ranks in terms of all of the Souls games or Sekiro and all that kind of stuff. I don't necessarily know where it ranks, but I think just the fact that it has that immediately gets people on board. And again, the game was met with a lot of praise. It wasn't a perfect game, but it was thought of as like, hey, this is an easily above average, like a great game, and a lot of people again rallied behind it. The game sold extremely, extremely well, and again, very awesome that we can get a sequel this quick. Didn't know this fact, but Nioh 2 is actually a prequel to Nioh 1, which I love it. Don't you love it when sequeled numbered titles are actually before the entry before it? I love that when that happens. But no, in all honesty, everything about this game that's come out has looked really good. I think has continued to build up expectation for it. There were a couple like hands-on experiences that people got to have. There were demos of this game. So there was a lot of stuff that had people be able to play it. I think with each passing one, whether people play it themselves or whether they saw people in the media play it, it seems like every single time we see it, it's just like, yeah, like this is, to me, this is a classic example of like a game that's just really solid, really good. It's a game that's maybe slightly not down my alley, right? Like I'm not if you guys have been around for a while, I love these kind of games. Like I want to love them. I respect them. That is definitely true, right? I absolutely respect them, but I am just no good at them. I cannot just handle them in general, and I have a real tough time jumping into them. I bought Bloodborne day one, but it was very hard for me to get more than 5, 6, 7 hours in the game. I bought Sekiro for a Black Friday thing, so I waited off on Sekiro. I've played all the Demon Souls games, but still, as well, those have taken me a while. So, to be honest, I'll be flat honest. This is why it's not necessarily a preview. It's just more of like me just talking. It's more of a fireside chat about Nioh 2. This is a classic example of a game like I like it. I like everything, and I'm being blatantly honest. I love everything I've seen about it. It looks great. I don't think it's my game, and it's not a game that I'm getting day one. It's just another example of that game where it's like, it's definitely fulfilling a group of people. I'm so happy about that. I'm glad that, again, the people that this game services are getting it, right? Or that like there is a game coming out for those kind of people. Because again, I mean, the people that are into any of the, I guess the From Software games, or again, even Nioh 1, Nioh 2, these people consistently get rewarded because they just get these games seemingly at a year-to-year basis because there's all these different studios doing it now. But it's honestly a great thing to happen. And again, judging it, like going into 2020, when I look at it, it is one up. And you see it all the time on Twitter as well, like, hey, like PlayStation's going to have a really amazing 2020. That is very true. And one of the examples of that, when you see people talking about all the stuff coming out this year, Nioh 2 is right up there. And as it should be. This game is made for a specific group of people, but it services them, and it's a game that I think a lot of people are truly going to love. I guess it just has to not fall into like a sophomore slump, or like a second entry kind of slump, right? Where maybe it does come out a little too fast. Maybe they should have let it wait a little longer. But you know what? These games always, they don't always like one up themselves, but they're always very solid. I mean, when is the last time we've gotten a game like Nioh, any of the From Software games, like stuff like that, like, you know, bona fide games in this level? When have we really seen them like completely drop the ball? Like when? There really isn't an example where these games come out. It's just like, no, this is just a bad game, right? Maybe they're not massively better than the game that came before it, but they at least hold it up there and they provide really good experiences. So I mean, there's not much I can talk about because again, it's not necessarily, that's why I didn't want to do this in like a preview fashion. The game looks phenomenal. The gameplay of it is it is a gameplay blend that I think I would actually enjoy, but I do tend to say that for every single one of these games, and I play it and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, I actually really enjoy the gameplay of Sekiro. I think it's probably my favorite, but it's still too hard and I still get frustrated and things like that. But no, Nioh 2 honestly looks really, really good. I'll say this, if I wasn't getting both Doom and Animal Crossing, I'd probably get Nioh. Like if March had nothing in it but Nioh, I think I would get, or if like that was the main game, I would get it. But to me, Doom isn't even a game I'm like head over heels on, but it is a game that I have been like anticipating for a long time. Animal Crossing, I'm getting for my fiance, and I also just want to really watch somebody play Animal Crossing. I really want to jump into it. So it's a crowded month. At the end of the day, March is a very, very crowded month, but one that I think Nioh definitely can stand out in. I'm not saying like, oh, just because I'm not getting it, it's not going to stay. I mean, it's going to, I think, sell very, very well. It's going to be yet another PlayStation exclusive that's going to be really good. I mean, Dreams already kicked it off again, better than, I mean, you jump into 2020 for PlayStation, and like if the first one is Dreams, the first PlayStation exclusive, I guess Remind was PlayStation exclusive until it came out on Xbox like a month later, but you come out with Dreams and it's like, oh, you know what? This is actually really good. Now everybody's talking high on it. Everybody's like really excited about it. And then now you get to have another month where it's like, hey, here's Dreams is a very different game made for a very specific group of people, and also Nioh 2 is a very different game from Dreams and for a very specific group of people that's probably not the same group as Dreams, right? So at the end of it, it's a good thing to have. And then actually, even in April, you have Final Fantasy VII's Remake and you have Predator Hunting Grounds, which are both PlayStation console exclusive. So Sony's doing some amazing things. Let me tell you that right now. It's very exciting to be a PlayStation gamer, even if, again, like you're like me, like Nioh 2 doesn't massively interest you, but you respect it and it looks really good. And I'll tell you, again, Nioh 2 is an example of a game. I don't know if I even finished my thoughts on that earlier. Like a Black Friday thing, Nioh 2, $30, it's one that I pick up. If there's like 10 games I want for the PS5 and I have to buy all of those kind of games for Black Friday, maybe I leave Nioh 2 out. But if it's like a low period in gaming, there's not a lot out, and there's like a big sale on it, and again, I think within 6 to 7 months, it will be on sale for like $30 on some sort of big discount sale, I would 100% buy it. I really would. Because I don't think, I guess you could look at it as like a negative, like Alex views it as like a half-valued game, but it's more of a thing where it's not up my alley fully. I do respect it. I'm getting other games, so I wouldn't have time to dedicate to it, and I want to dedicate time to it if I'm going to play it. And I can also just get it at a discount, and who wouldn't choose that under those circumstances, right? So guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Are you excited about Nioh 2? Are you going to be playing it? Let me know. Let me know if you guys want to see anything of me with this game when it releases. I'd love to to try to cover it in the best way that I can. Maybe I'm swayed over. Maybe I do end up getting it day one. Anything honestly can happen, but I would love to cover it in any way I can on the channel. So let me know if there's anything you want me to cover Nioh 2 related when it comes out, and I will definitely do my best to do that, okay? So thank you all so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you guys are subscribed and have that bell icon rung, and I will see you all on the next video.